Hi. Um, Another video to show you how we manage some of the admin side of things with Office 365 for our clients that are on Office 365. So the first thing we do usually is just go to office.com and we log in with the admin account. We have that account usually listed or should be always listed on IT Glue. When we log in, we're going to go to admin on the admin portal, which you can also go directly through admin.microsoft.com, of course. Um, from here, usually the easiest thing to do is search for the user. So if we type in the letters, let's say we go to this specific users, and there's a couple of things that we usually do here. Obviously, reset password is one known thing, but if we want to add this mailbox for this lady Tamar, for example, so her mailbox will show on somebody else's Outlook, for example, Mickey or Michael, as an example, what we're going to do is go to Mailbox Permissions, click on Edit, and Read and Manage is the permissions we want to give. So Tamar's mailbox will be added to whoever, let's say Elad. Okay, you can add it to multiple people, of course, and you just click on Save. When you do that, it takes up to 60 minutes. Usually it will just show up on the next person's Outlook, and he will be able to see her mailbox. Sometimes we tell the people that the clients that they're going to have to restart Outlook within an hour if they don't see it, and that's never an issue after that. Another thing that we frequently do over here is email forwarding, pretty straightforward. Click on edit. You can set up forwarding and choose whether or not you want to copy to stay on this specific mailbox. So if it's a user that's on vacation, they might want to see all their content when they come back. But if it's somebody that was terminated, we're leaving this mailbox live for some reason, we need to maybe just disable this part and just forward it to the person that's replacing them. Another thing about Office 365 is the groups. We have groups and shared mailboxes. Shared mailboxes are Exchange mailboxes that do not belong to any person anymore. Let's say Nicole over here, when she left the company, her mailbox was converted to a shared mailbox. So all the content is now on Office 365. The client is not billed for that mailbox anymore. You cannot send out emails on that mailbox because it's not the user anymore, and it doesn't require a license, which is why it's so appealing. You can have a bunch of those and not pay for them. And when you have a shared mailbox, you need to have members. So in this case, Nicole left. We converted the mailbox for Nicole into a shared mailbox, and we added these two people to be members of the shared mailbox. Now, within 60 minutes or less, after that's done, those people will see this mailbox on their Outlook. This is why it's so useful. We also go to email forwarding. If it's a user that's left, then we can forward the emails to Desiree, for example, over here, and two types of blah, blah, blah. We don't care about it right now. And the other thing we can do is go to the Exchange settings over here. This open up the actual microsoftonline.com, going to this Exchange mailbox Exchange settings. And there's a little bit more that we can do from here. For example, we can add aliases from here if we need, but uh, we can enable or disable email connectivity over here. We can enable or disable POP or IMAP, and a couple other things here for the mail flow. That's another thing that sometimes we run into. And again, delegation is a little bit more in depth and less pretty, but it has some functionality that we're not going to find on the Office 365 admin portal that we went to before. Now, the other thing that we sometimes have to do over here is groups. Groups are a little bit different because groups are basically just uh, email accounts that when somebody sends an email to those addresses, they're being distributed over to a group of members, group of employees. And if you want to if you want to include an outside person, let's say somebody with a Yahoo account, you won't be able to add them over here. So, for example, if I want to go to this big company and the members, I want to be able to add a member that's going to be bates@gmail.com. I can't choose that person because they have to have a checkbox over here. So the way you add outside people is you go to, under users, you go to contacts, you create a new contact over here, and it's going to be, for example, Bates Livnet. Display name will be Bates Livnet. The email will be bates@yahoo.com, and that's it. I'm not going to save it because I don't want to drive those people crazy, but trust me that if we save the contact over here, we will then be able to add that contact to a group, to a distribution list. I highly recommend you watch some videos on YouTube about Office 365. There's a lot of information here. Tech support is another major thing that we use over here. So you go to a new support request every time you need help. They are very fast, and you can type in whatever you want over here. For example, you need to learn about just Office 365 list, whatever. You click enter, you search for it. If they find any information, great, they show it. But if not, regardless, they're going to now give you the option to click on contact support. You want to give them the description over here, your email address and phone number, etc. They're going to contact you usually very fast. That's the basic with the Office 365. The last thing I'm going to show you is the licensing. So when you have an Office 365 account, you have to worry about paying Microsoft for one of those packages that they have. So products and services over here will show us what products, what subscriptions they have. This specific company, for example, they have one Exchange Online kiosk, they have one Office 365 E1, they have 28 0 available out of 28. Sorry, they have one available out of 3 E1, 0 E3, and so on. So if the client needs to add another license because they're out of it, you need to go to add remove licenses from here, put in the new code, the new number, and request to submit the changes. That takes just usually a minute to adjust, and you'll then be able to click here to go to active users or add a new user and assign. When you add a new user, you have to assign what license you want to add to them, and you see over here 1 out of 3 licenses available, etc. So if you need licenses, you just get it from that purchase services window. If you go to the licenses link over here, it will be like a summary, and you can click on it over here and see who are the 2 assigned and so on. We try to keep the clients all under the same license. If most people have E3, we're going to get another E3 for them for an extra few bucks a month. They're going to get the same functionality that everybody else has, so it makes more sense. And that's really all I wanted to show you on this quick basic video. Have a good day. Thank you.